Hi, welcome back. I'm Sarah Noah, your host for this segment here, and I have Bob Branstrom here, who's a member of the Grass Valley City Council. Hi, it's nice to have you here.
It's nice to be here
it's
and
great.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, meet you too. How long have you been a resident here in Grass Valley?
I'm coming up on 11 years.
Okay.
And moved here in 2013 and absolutely love it. And it's been full of surprises for me.
Oh, good. Oh, good. It's an excellent place to be. So what prompted you to want to be a part of the City Council in Grass Valley?
I got interested in public issues. I mean, I've been interested my whole life, but I got interested in water issues and started attending NID board meetings.
Okay.
And as I'm watching the board members, I'm realizing they're just normal people. I could do that. And I've always had a desire to serve whatever communities I'm in, whether it's volunteer work or something else. And so I started attending Grass Valley City Council meetings and decided this is my place.
Good.
Grass Valley is home for me and felt like a good idea to run.
So what sorts of things are you involved with as a city council member? What are you doing?
There's the usual city issues of staying informed on things that we're doing as a city government. And local government is really the bread and butter of government services. We provide the roads and streets, we provide the sewer and water, and we also then get involved in things like parks and other issues and projects that come up. One of them that is a favorite of mine, that one of the earlier persons who was on this show was talking with her and was saying, yeah, the city has these public spaces, which was a new idea to me a couple of years ago. And then I started seeing public spaces everywhere. The first one was the plaza that the city put in downtown. And then I realized, well, I walk on the Wolf Creek Trail regularly. That's also a public space. And one of the things characteristic of public spaces that I like is public spaces are where you go to hang out and you run into people you know, and you also meet new people. And today, talking about this, I realized Nevada County Media is another one of our community spaces, because I always run into people I know here, and meeting you today, meeting someone new. So our parks are really good at that. I think the city does a really good job of providing public spaces with the Wolf Creek Trail, the downtown plaza, the parks, which are undergoing a renaissance here in the city. Memorial Park is not what it was 6 years ago. It's become a recreational model, I think, with pickleball, tennis, new turf on the baseball field, new basketball courts, plus playground for the kids, of course.
That's important, yeah. So what do you see as some of the biggest issues here that you're facing in Grass Valley?
One of the big issues is fire. I also serve as the city's representative on LAFCO, where we're dealing with countywide issues of fire. The current big issue is the Rough and Ready Fire District voted to dissolve last summer as of June 30th. And LAFCO's responsibility is to help make sure that county residents are getting all the services they need. So LAFCO is currently working with Nevada County Consolidated, Rough and Ready, and Penn Valley to see if it would be feasible to create a single fire district that covers most of Western County by combining those. We'll see where that goes. But as the city's representative, I partly represent the city, but I am what's considered the city representative, so I'm also representing Nevada City and Truckee. Because it's really a county-wide function that we play on LAFCO. And of course, related to fire, the voters in Grass Valley just recently passed Measure B, which would provide some additional funding for us to increase our staffing levels, as well as start doing some wildfire mitigation, vegetation management, evacuation planning, that kind of thing, which we really need here in our community.
We do. And I said previously, I think the Paradise fire hit so close to home for us. So I think people are so much more aware of things that we can do and how that we can kind of help mitigate the issues that might occur with fires, because this is where we live and we love it here. We aren't leaving because we love it. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful place.
Well, I think the campfire in Paradise was a wake-up call for Nevada County, and the number of Firewise communities, which are neighborhoods working together to reduce their fire risk, has just exploded since the campfire, and that's a really valuable part of what's going on here.
Are you involved in that in some way as part of the city council, or?
No, not
No.
directly. I'm hoping that one of the things that will come out of the Measure B passing is that the city will look to Firewise communities for help in understanding what's the risk in your neighborhood, who are the people, maybe the elders who are on fixed income, who need extra help that we might be able to do. And so I really encourage people to, if they are not part of, become part of or start a Firewise community in their neighborhood. Right now, I think there are 3 Firewise communities within the city limits, and my neighborhood is one of those in South Grass Valley.
Okay.
But I encourage other people to start working with their neighbors to create a
Yeah, we are too.
Firewise community.
It's been a great bonding for us as a community to be a part of the Firewise community, because we love where we live and we don't want to leave. But we know that that's a risk that we have in this area too. So another issue that we've talked about is the issue of housing in this area. So I don't know how much you address that in your position as city councilman. Probably a lot of the council discusses that, or is that something that you deal with?
It's a really tough issue.
It is a tough issue.
Because people are concerned about what is sometimes called, or often called, affordable housing. And there's a legal definition as to what that means. But that's from the homeowners or the renters' perspective of what's affordable, what can they afford. What we see in the actual market for new construction, which is what we need to do, is build more housing, is it's very expensive to build homes. Financing costs have gone up because interest rates have gone up. Materials costs have gone up. Labor costs have gone up. So it's very difficult to plan a project and implement it. And the people that are building houses are doing it very slowly. The city itself has approved several hundred units over the last 5 years, but very few of those have actually been built. They're being built out very slowly. The largest project is Loma Rica, which has completed its infrastructure, meaning roads and water and sewer, and I guess electricity going to the individual lots, and also a segment that'll be apartments. And my understanding is they're in the final process of working with the city to get permits to actually go vertical, to use the construction phrase. But my point is, it's expensive to build houses, and you also have to look at affordability from the developer's standpoint.
Right, that's their business. They need to make money.
What's affordable for them, and there's what I call the affordability gap between what people can afford to buy or rent and what developers can afford to build. And basically, affordable housing from the tenant or owner perspective means you have to have a subsidy to fill in that gap between what developers can afford to build. And funding's hard to come by. There are some federal and state programs that provide subsidies. The city itself doesn't have subsidies, so we've been very supportive of Habitat for Humanity, which over many years has built a number of houses here. They currently have one under construction in Grass Valley. So we try to work with them when possible to help them build affordable housing.
Get it built, that's tough.
But it's a tough issue.
It is a tough issue, and people want to live here. And it's hard to find affordable housing. California is very expensive.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your favorite part of being on the city council?
One 4th of July, I went to watch the 4th of July parade. And I saw an old fire truck coming through town with all the city council members standing on the front of it, on the front bumper or something. And that fire truck is being rehabbed right now, so it's not available. But 4th of July, I actually get to ride in a fire truck.
Yay! Hopefully an antique fire truck. How cool is that?
Yeah,
I'd be all over that. That would be really
But
fun.
it's also just fun. I'm down on Mill Street plaza all the time, talking to people. And I meet residents, I meet visitors to our community, I talk to business people. I want to know, how is this working out
Right.
for everybody who uses it and the businesses also?
There has been a little contention about it. I know we love it. We love the downtown area. That's one positive that came out of COVID, I think. But I feel like it's just so wonderful to see families and dogs and people talking and being in community with each other down there. I just think it's really special.
Yeah.
It's a very special thing to have happen. So, were you on the city council when you were involved in making that happen?
That was my first big
Oh,
decision.
was it? Oh, that's a big
Yeah,
project.
I think I'd been on the council for 2 months when that decision came up, and my reason for supporting the project and voting for it was simply that nothing to do with COVID. It had to do with our local businesses are hurting because, in great part, because of internet competition. And I was thinking, what can we do to get people off their computers, off their screens,
Right.
and coming downtown to see the businesses, learn what's there, and to do some shopping. And I thought a plaza would be a great way to do that.
It is. It
And
is.
I think that's working.
I do too. I do too. We have a lot of fun down there. We bring our grandkids and they just love it because they can run around and go to Lazy Dog and get some ice cream. You know, that's one of our favorite places
Yeah.
to go. So what else are you doing besides being on the city council? Does
Well,
that take up a lot of your time?
It takes up a lot of my time. I'm retired, which helps a
good.
lot. Some of my colleagues on the council are not retired, and I so admire them for the extra time
lot
they
of work.
put in above and beyond their families and their jobs or their businesses, because it takes a lot of time. You know, it's preparing for council meetings, but also all of us are appointed to other groups, like I'm appointed to LAFCO,
Right.
and go to those meetings. And so there's a lot of time it does take.
Sure.
And so that's probably, I estimate, a half-time job
That's
for me.
a lot, yeah.
For relaxation, I have started developing my photography talents the
Oh, good.
last
Good.
5 years, and joined the Nevada County Camera Club, which
Oh,
is
great.
just a wonderful group of people.
A lot of beautiful places to take pictures of up here.
Lots of beautiful places, and we have lots of really good speakers coming into the club. As a result of joining that and meeting other photographers, I've now been on a trip to Ireland, a trip to Costa Rica,
wonderful.
and most recently a trip to Africa.
Oh, okay,
So,
I'm jealous. Yeah.
it's so helpful to have people who organize these trips, but also who will help you with your equipment. And it can be very expensive, these trips.
I would think, yeah.
Because, not because of just the trip, but after every trip, I've upgraded my equipment. It's like, okay, now I'm
I
getting
need
better.
a better camera now.
I need a better camera. So anyways, it's a lot of
It's
fun.
though. That's great. That's great. Well, we have amazing artists here, and maybe we'll see your photos in the little shop downtown.
Currently, I've got
Okay,
three
that's
of them
great. I'll
up
have
in
to
the
go check. I'll have to
tasting
go
room.
check them out.
So-
So, Bob, we're so grateful for your service to our community.
Oh,
We're really, really appreciate
Thank
the
you.
work that you do to make this city a great place. And I love Grass Valley, and I'm glad to live here too. And we're just so grateful you're taking your time to speak with us about what you do on City Council.
Oh, thank you. It's my
thank you for
pleasure to be
coming.
here,
We're
and-
glad to have you. So thank you, Bob, and please stay tuned. We have a lot more to come today after this message, so don't go away.